these right here are delicious falafels, made healthy vegan style. No oil, no wheat, no refined sugar, and no rice. I love falafels, and the only thing I like better is a delicious falafel wrap. And that's just what I made. And today, I'm going to show you how to make your own. Okay, so let's talk about the ingredients that we're going to use to make our falafels. Now, we're doing a healthy vegan style, so a couple of things are going to be different. Now, of course, we're starting with chickpeas. Now, typically, when you're making falafel, you would start with dried chickpeas and you soak them really well and then go from there. But I'm using some chickpeas that I actually cook. I like to use cooked chickpeas when I'm making this dish. So we're starting with cooked chickpeas. We're going to use some sweet potato. Now, typically, when you make a falafel, you would add some oil and it would add moisture and help bond the ingredients. And of course, we're doing oil-free cooking, so sweet potatoes is the way to go. That probably doesn't surprise you, seeing as how I love sweet potatoes. I've done this before and it has a really nice flavor to it too. So some organic chickpeas, some sweet potato. We're gonna add some Italian parsley, some chopped onion. We're gonna use some cumin, some coriander, some garlic, some hot sauce, and some tahini. Now this hot sauce is one that I put together and I made. I haven't posted a recipe yet for the hot sauce or my ketchup, but they're both coming eventually. But these are the ingredients that we're gonna use to make these healthy vegan falafel. Let's get started. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my chickpeas on a baking sheet here, and then I'm gonna bake them a bit just to dry them out some.
If you're enjoying this video, please like and subscribe below.
Okay, so I've got my chickpeas in the oven drying out. I'm gonna take some more chickpeas and I'm gonna make hummus because I love having hummus with falafel. So I'm just gonna do this while they're cooking and it'll be ready to go.
So I love cooking with chickpeas because they're super healthy, as are all beans. Beans are a great source of protein, fiber, and resistant starch, which is great for gut health. Beans are also one of the very best foods for people who are pre-diabetic or already have diabetes.
Okay, so now my chickpeas are done baking. We got them nice and dried out here. So now I'm gonna add these to the processor along with the other ingredients, and then we're gonna get everything mixed together.
So the first thing I'm doing is pulsing my chickpeas, onions, and garlic, and I'm taking care to do it nice and slow to make sure that I don't over process my chickpeas so they're still nice and coarse.
All right, so I've got my chickpeas blended here. I just pulsed them until they were about this consistency, which is how we want them. Now we're gonna add the rest of our ingredients.
Now, as I mentioned before, this is not your typical falafel recipe. Notice all these health-promoting ingredients: chickpeas, sweet potatoes, garlic, onions, parsley. Falafels are just another way to incorporate lots of healthy foods into your diet. Now, when combining the rest of the ingredients, you want to be careful not to over-process your mixture.
Okay, so now I've got my falafel mixture done, and you can see it looks beautiful to me. Now, of course, I use sweet potatoes, so it has this nice orange color to it. But I think it looks great like that. Now, I'm gonna use a scoop to get these on the pan. It keeps everything uniform and a little less messy. But by all means, you could use a spoon and just scoop it out with a spoon and roll them by hand, or just use your hands all together for the whole process of rolling them out and get them on here. But again, I like to use a scoop, so it's time to get to scooping.
Okay, so now I'm scooping all of my falafels onto a parchment-lined baking sheet. Now, once I have them all scooped, I'm using the bottom of a glass bowl to flatten them to about a ½ an inch thick or so. Now, once I've done that, I'm ready to get them baking.
All right, so I've got them all ready to go here. We're just gonna give them a quick bake and then put these delicious sandwiches together. All right, so my falafels are about halfway there as far as cooking time, but I want to take them out halfway through to flip them. So I'm going to take a minute and flip all of these over. All right, so I'm just going to get these back in the oven and finish them off. All right, so I've got my falafels out of the oven. They are ready to go, and so am I, because this is the fun part. We're going to put the sandwich together. Now, I've got a particular combination of toppings that I love to put on this sandwich. I think that they blend perfectly together. Okay, I'm going to put some hummus, which you saw me make earlier. I'm going to put some of my sweet tahini sauce. Now, if you haven't ever made my sweet tahini sauce, it's one of my best sauces. They're all good, but I love that one. If you want to see the recipe, you can tap here and you'll see that recipe. Of course, I'm going to put everything in the descriptions below the video also. I'm going to be using some chopped red onion, and I'm going to be using a mixture of cherry tomatoes and cucumbers. And then I'm going to put all of this on my almond flatbread, which is one of my, I make about 3 or 4 flatbreads, but this is one of my favorites too. Now, if you want to see the recipe to the almond flatbread, you can tap right here and you can watch that recipe. Again, it'll be below in the descriptions. Okay, let's start putting this delicious sandwich together.
Okay, so when it comes to assembling your falafel sandwich, there really are no rules. You can use your choice of sauces or toppings. Now, I have a lot of oil-free sauces posted here on YouTube, so you can check them out if you'd like to see them. Now, to finish off this sandwich, I'm wrapping it in some parchment paper because that'll make it much easier to eat and a little less messy.
All right, I've got my wrap made. Everything looks good. As you can see, the wrap came out beautiful, and I already know that this combination is amazing. So I can't wait to try it for you, of course. That's good eating. If you want something different and you haven't had falafels before, you should make this recipe. I bet you'll love it. I know I do. So if you're new to my channel and you're wondering how to find the recipe to the video like the one you just watched, look below the video and tap on the word more. You'll see the beginning of the recipe. Then tap on the word more a second time and you'll see the full recipe, and then you can begin to make your own. Thanks for watching.